Yo, what's up, guys? I am beesh, still on this stream setup. I'm at home in Virginia, but regardless, figured I'd do a quick stream, try to find some good bets. So let's take a look. Let's see what book do we want to start on. Also, FanDuel has a couple promos. They have a 30% boost on a player to hit a home run. So I put it on the early game. I put it on Adam Duvall. But without further ado, let's kind of get into Underdog Fantasy. So we had a pretty good live stream yesterday. You can see this Underdog slip starts out 5 for 5. One final play, we got a golf play. And then, PrizePicks was kind of decent, whatever. Like, this play was brutal, man. 5 for 5, and then just Sever, he got close to getting 2 walks, but he didn't get it. But anyways, without further ado, I'm going to keep this live stream tight. But I figured, bro, wake up, hit some bets. What's better than that? So, what was I going to say? So this play, this play is available. So FanDuel, I figured out how to get it working on streaming. And if you take a look right here at the later game, Royals versus Athletics, the first play with really good value for whoever uses FanDuel is Medina 5+ Ks, over 4.5 Ks. And you can see FanDuel has this at plus 146. If you look at every other sports book, kind of treating every sports book as a data point on where the line should be set, Fanatics is the second best price at plus 125. But I mean, in general, it's pretty clear, like, wow, FanDuel's offering us great value. If you look at FanDuel, their normal strikeout line is 3.5. But what you can do is you can go to the alts, the alternate strikeout lines. You can see, FanDuel is one of the only books that offers all these alternate lines, and they have 5+ strikeouts, which is the same as over 4.5. What kind of sucks about FanDuel, though, is you can see they only give me a max bet size of $50. But regardless, really good value, plus 146. No other book offering better than plus 120. And again, that may not seem important, but you got to remember how sports books work. They charge a spread called the VIG. So like you look at Pinnacle or Bet Online, 2 sports books that are known to be pretty sharp. What you can do is you can just put in their odds with the VIG, remove the spread, and that gets you the fair price, right? The fair price with the VIG removed. So Pinnacle's market, they have the over at plus 118. We're getting plus 146. So obviously really good value relative to Pinnacle. They have the under at minus 159. So you remove the VIG, you remove the spread, the juice that books are charging, and the fair price with the VIG removed is plus 134. We're getting plus 146, which is above fair odds. Above the true price with the VIG removed, you strip out the VIG. So I always say, like, this is the most important calculator in sports betting, no VIG odds calculator. But anyways, man, let's move on to Underdog, bro, okay? Fuck. Because if you take a look at Underdog, we got a good start, and there's a lot of value right now. The only issue with Underdog is they kind of bump things somewhat quickly. So if you want to build it, I'll try to put a link in the chat. But again, I'm on a new stream setup. I'm not really used to it, as you maybe can tell. But what was I going to say? Is just try to build it alongside me, just because sometimes they bump this stuff pretty quick. But what we can do is let's just focus on Underdog for a sec. Again, they recently added 6-pick flex plays, just like PrizePicks. But if you go 5 for 6, you get a 2.6x payout, whereas PrizePicks only gives you a 2x payout. And there's just a ton of value on Underdog. So let's start building a slip. So like the first play available is Sabalenka under 12.5 games won. Right? So again, the way that these fantasy sites work that makes them different from sports books is like on Underdog, any 2-pick parlay you make has a 3x payout. You take her over, you take her under, you're going to get the same payout. So really the first step is we want to make sure all our plays have, good value. So we have all these hundreds of sports books, betting markets, setting lines. They all have Sabalenka, they have this under heavily favored. ESPN minus 155, FanDuel minus 156 with odds moving towards the under. So this under is heavily favored. It's like, okay, this seems like a good play, a play we want to be on. Dude, there's so much value on Underdogs. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But anyways, let's do our slip. So the next play we have Cade. Also, our Fliff parlay hit from the stream yesterday. But anyways, what was I going to say? Is the next play we have, because again, like, I follow a different betting approach where I don't wake up and say, oh, here's what I want to bet in a given day, right? No, like I wake up, see where the value is in the market. Maybe there's certain picks I like a little bit more, but obviously, like the first step is just make sure the play checks out, has value. So, anyways, we have Cade Popovich under 2.5 walks. You may not know anything about baseball. DraftKings has this minus 150, 1.5 to 1 betting favorite. So the under is a 60% favorite. ParlayPlay minus 172. So all these books have slightly different models, whatever. But it's clear like, okay, this under should be heavily favored. That's a play we want to be on. And please tell me they didn't already bump anything. What the fuck did I just look at? But anyways, let me just build this slip quickly. So anyways, we're still good to go. So we have 2 picks so far, but we want to keep on moving through. So next we can see Brandon Nemo, right? All the books have his under and runs favored. I mean, you got a lot of options. Richie, all the books have him favored to get a hit. Over half of a base basically just means to at least get 1 hit. All the books have his over as like a minus 140 favorite. So there's just infinite value on Underdog since they added their 6-pick flex plays, which have really good payouts. But anyways, maybe we just build something. So they already bumped this first one. Bro, it's absolutely insane. So let's get moving. So we have Nemo under half of a run. Let's go with Richie's over. We've already hit 1 Underdog 6 flex on these streams. So now we have 3 picks, but we want to go with 3 more. I mean, the optimal slip type, as crazy as it sounds, are these 6-pick entries. So anyways, we can go to Yelich under half of a run. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully you can see my screen. Again, I'm on kind of a new stream setup right now. And then we have Wisely under and we have Krejovic under. Dude, it's crazy. So we can go here and we want under 12.5 games 1. Whoops. So I want to go here. Krej under 12.5 games 1. So hopefully you can see, damn it, dude, they already bumped Nemo. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see they already removed it. But 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Wisely and Bohm under. I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that, dude. So this is basically all unders. And again, like if you want to play Bohm's over, I mean, so Sabalenka under 12.5 games 1, Richie over half of a base, Yelich under half of a run, Krejovic under 12.5 games 1, Wisely under 1.5 bases, Bohm under 1.5 bases. No payout shift, nothing like that. We're getting the 2.6x, which is better. Are you kidding me, bro? So they already locked now the final one. So hopefully some of you were able to get it in, but I need a final pick that I can go with. So it's like, okay, whatever. We can take like Siri under half of a base. Good enough. And then we can just kind of, well, no. Now I think I have 2 picks from the same game. Yeah, so you can see I have 2 picks from the same game. So like they add in a payout shift, which we don't want. Like in general, these payout shifts, they're not going to be, any good. So what we can do is we can go to Brian Bello under 2.5 earned runs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's see. So hopefully some of you were able to get in, whatever. Maybe the previous one, maybe you have 1 pick different. They just bump. Some plays, they just seem to bump pretty quick. But regardless, pretty good value on this play. Ooh, the final PrizePicks taco is looking pretty good too. But we'll have to see how it works out. But what we can do is, should we do another PrizePick slip? What's up, guys? All bumped. Got it with Bohm. Let's go, boss. Nice. So it sounds like some people were able to get it moved. Again, there's a ton of value on Underdog. We can do another slip. Just try to build it because I feel like when a lot of people start betting the same prop, they just remove things. They remove things pretty quickly. But anyways, let's go to Fliff. And on this stream setup, I can't share my phone. And Fliff, dude, they need to add it. But they don't have a website you can bet through. At least I don't think they do. No. So they don't have a website you can bet through, which is annoying, but we can still try to find a play. Dude, look at all this fucking Underdog value. It's crazy, man. So, if you're a fantasy bettor and you're on PrizePicks, I mean, there's some decent plays on PrizePicks. We can do a slip if people want, but like Underdog now has the best payouts. They have more value. Really, the only downside of Underdog is they just bump things fast. They bump things faster than any book I've ever seen. Honestly, I don't even know how they bump things so fast. I think if a lot of people start betting the prop at the same time, they bump it. But anyways, here was the underdog play we were on. We can do another underdog slip if people want. But maybe let's do our Fliff parlay first. So again, like, we start out, okay, where's the value? Where do we want to start out? And you can see the first play available is WNBA. We have Julie Van Loo over 4.5 assists. Everything in sports betting is about price, right? It's like being a, day trader or whatever, right? Like, I think we all agree if Google, it's worth $2.17 trillion, it's trading at 175. Probably be a good idea to buy it if we could get it at $100. We'd probably sell it at $300. This is the fair price where supply and demand meet, in the market. But anyways, let's go here. And again, this is all possible because all these books set their own odds. But if we go to Fliff, we can start out building a play. So the first play we have is WNBA, Mystics Fever, Caitlin Clark, over 4.5 assists for Julie Van Loo. Right? So, I mean, sometimes there's more baseball value. Sometimes it's WNBA, whatever. And if you see here, like what I always say is books get stale. I mean, that's the word I like to use. So you can see FanDuel had this line at -118 when they first posted odds. Dude, they posted odds, WNBA player props 2 days ago. But all of the line movement has taken her to being a much bigger favorite, right? -118. So only a little bit of a small favorite. -118, means a 54% win probability. Now she's -170, 63%. So, like, there's levels to being a favorite. -200 means a 2-to-1 betting favorite, 2/3 to win, 66.7%. If a team is -300, they're 75% to win, 3-to-1 favorite, 3/4 to win. But anyways, long story short, you can see Fliff is stale, still offering her line at -140. All these other books have ripped it to like -170. So we could play it as a straight bet, or we could try to make things a little more interesting and play this as and we could just parlay it together with some other value plays. So there's some good value on Fliff right now. We have Joe Ryan under 4.5 hits allowed in the Twins game. And again, just try to move quick if you want to tail it, just because, sometimes they bump this stuff pretty fast. But if we go to the Twins game, we have Joe Ryan under 4.5 hits allowed. And then we have Patrick Corbin under 16.5 outs, which I do like. I mean, dude, the Diamondbacks have, I don't mind that play at all if they're solid value. So, and that's a 3-pick parlay. It should come out to +502, if you use Fliff. And they only have a max bet size of $100 on the WNBA. So betting 100 to win 502, or what you could do is if you want to get the full amount down, they only give you $100 max bet size on Fliff on WNBA props, which is the same as Underdog. Like, a lot of people ask me about unit size and kind of, whatever, stuff like that. As you can see, Underdog, they say right here, max bet size $100. Same thing with Fliff. But for baseball plays, they actually give you more, right? For baseball plays, they give you a max bet size of $250. So what you could do is remove this from your parlay and then run those two plays as a 2-pick parlay. So let's go over to the Rays game, man. And we have Joe Ryan under 4.5 hits allowed. So where is this play? And then that's a 2-pick parlay. It's going to come out to +251 if you just want to run the baseball plays for the full amount. So it comes out to +251. And you can hit it for another 150. But what we can do is let's go over to PrizePicks and Underdog. Maybe FanDuel. Again, FanDuel has some good promos. I think I've already used the good ones. They have some soccer ones. 130% profit boost for any soccer wager. So do I have soccer selected? So what we can do is just see, is there any even soccer value available? And if there is, we can just try to throw something down. Maybe you want player props, maybe you don't. We can filter it out. And let's just see what is available. Because, I mean, you got to remember, like, a 30% boost that's a ton. The average juice that these books charge is like 4 or 5%. So if you're getting a 30% boost, so where's this other soccer boost? So now they have a soccer boost. So let's just see what's the best possible soccer value we could go with. And maybe not too juicy, but a little bit juicy. So maybe we put like max odds plus 300. I mean, Germany over 3.5 team total goals, plus 300 on FanDuel. Again, like this promo is really good, but we still want to maximize the value of it and make sure the plays we're finding actually have good value relative to the market. That's how you make money sports betting long term. Nobody wins every bet. If you're betting shit at plus 240 when other books are offering plus 300, you're getting ripped off. But if we go to goals, what we can do is let's look for Germany. So home team over 3.5 plus 300. They have a 30% profit boost. So now instead of plus 300, we're getting this plus 390, which is incredible. I mean, what you could even do is Bovada has the under at minus 330 or Caesars at minus 340. So I'm not going to do this. But what you could do is you could hedge. So, and again, it's only a max bet size of $10 for me. I don't know. I think depending on the state, or I don't know, some people get these for like $50. Mine is a max bet size of $10, it said in the terms. But what you could do if you wanted to, not saying it's optimal, but we're getting the over at plus 390 with the boost, 30% boost. So plus 390 is Bovada has the under at minus 330. So you could hedge if you wanted to and make a risk-free profit of 150, put 37.50 on the under on Bovada, under 3.5 team total. So arbitrage just means you're hedging for a profit. And you can do it all the time with these 30% boosts or whatever. But I'm not going to do that. But let's see. Now we can see, is there any other FanDuel value? When I'm playing on MLB hitter props, I prefer to wait for official starting lineups to come out. So we can see Braves, Tigers, Pirates, Cardinals, Padres, Reds. So, it's kind of the time in the day when books start to drop, especially for the early games, like you'll see starting lineups start to come out. So why is this all soccer now? So let's get rid of soccer now. And let's kind of see what we have. Because sometimes, like when lineups are first released, you can see the Reds lineup just came out for tonight. A lot of books start to post lines. And sometimes there's big discrepancies. There's like good value, early when books first drop the official starting lineups. So Pirates, Cardinals, Padres, Reds. Pirates, dude, this is crazy. Like you can see here, Underdog just added this line on Andrew McCutchen 7 minutes ago. It lines up with when starting lineups are released. So a lot of times what happens is books wait for starting lineups to come out. Then they drop the rest of their, player prop lines. And that's why good bets, show up at a certain time or show up at this time of the day a lot of times. But anyways, is there anything we want to go with? Ooh, so let's see. Anything in the Cardinals game. So what we can do is we can filter for the Cardinals game. Michael Ciani to get a hit. Cardinals, Marlins. Nothing really crazy. What about the Reds game? So official starting lineups have come out. We have the Reds. And we have Nick Gonzalez over half of a hit. So he must be on. Fuck, man. He must be on the Pirates. So has the Pirates lineup been released? Because again, when you're playing batter props on FanDuel, they grade things a little differently. Like most books, if a player doesn't start but they pinch hit, your bet's voided. On FanDuel, they grade it. So if you bet on a guy to hit a home run and he doesn't start but he pinch hits and he doesn't hit a home run, you're going to lose your money. So that's why I prefer on FanDuel to wait for starting lineups to be released. Whereas every other book in general, they all grade things the same way. But anyways, what were we talking about? Should we do another underdog play? So we have the Padres. So what I like to do is like when lineups come out is I'll just like do a quick little check. So we have David Dahl over half of an RBI. So to get an RBI at plus 200, all these other books posting like plus 170. but he's on the Phillies. Anyways, maybe let's try to do another underdog slip before we look at FanDuel. So let's go back here and let's see what we got. Dude, they literally, I think they removed all these past picks. It's crazy. But let's see if we can get something in. So what do we have open? Again, hopefully you were able to get in most of these picks. I know I added a replacement play on a couple of them just because some stuff started to get bumped. But again, Underdog is insane with these new payouts. Well, let's see what we have. So the first play we have is Rafael Marchin over half of a base. So basically to get a hit. So what we can do, and did they already lock this? Why is it locked? What we can do is we can refresh that. Boy, and let's just kind of see what we have. They just fucking remove him, man. Where are you, Rafael? So I only see Devers. So I guess they already removed this guy. So I think they already removed him. Yeah, you can see the odds have changed. So they already removed this. So value comes up, it goes away Damn, missed our shot. But what was I going to say is there's actually, dude, we already have a lot of golf sweats. So we might as well keep it going. So we have Brian Harman under 4.5 birdies or better. That can be the first pick we go with. So lock it in because we're going to find some plays. But where is this guy? So if we go to PGA Tour, where's birdies are better, right? Is if you look at Brian Harman, FanDuel has him as a minus 165 favorite to go under. That's information, right? Even if you don't use FanDuel, a $10 billion sports book, they're experts in setting lines. They have a better model than you, better data feeds, better model than any shit-ass capper on Twitter. All these fucking idiots. This is minus 165. This guy's favored to go under. He's a big favorite to go under. So that's a play we want to be on Underdog. That's the play that has an edge. And then what was I going to say? Dude, Ohtani's fantasy scores have been crazy, man. 11 fantasy score. That's crazy. I see people asking for better. It's not legal in Virginia. I leave Virginia today, so I'll be able to do better, but it's not legal. It's not legal where I am right now. But anyways, let's see what we have. And let's see if we can do another 6 flex. 6-pick flex play. So, dude, this is crazy. Sometimes they start to drop fantasy scores around this time. So you can see PrizePicks open Suarez at 29.5. Underdog Fantasy opening them up at 31.5. It's dude, what are you doing? And they may have already locked it. So Underdog, they post a lot of really high value props. The issue is just getting to them quickly. So they just straight up removed his fantasy score line. Ugh. But anyways, we'll be able to find something. I absolutely promise you that. And we'll do PrizePicks as well. And then we can go back to FanDuel. But so Suarez they removed. That's annoying. But let's see Ohtani. Where's his line on? Whoops. Where's his line on PrizePicks? Have they dropped fantasy score lines? So they have him at 12.5. Underdog Fantasy has his line lower at 11. It's okay. Did they already lock that too? Bro, look at it. It's grayed out. I'm not trying to be slow. Some people are you're taking too long. It's dude, I don't know in advance if they're already going to bump the prop. Now they bumped him up to 13. Dude. Damn, man. So the value goes away. And I think a lot of times it's just when I'm streaming. It's people front run. People start placing these bets. But let's see. Let's see. Did they already lock Scuball at 36.5? They just removed him. But we'll see. Maybe we try to do a PrizePick slip first, and then we can come back to Underdog. I don't want to waste time if we're not going to be able to get in any good plays. So let's go to PrizePicks. Dude, it's crazy. A lot of times it's these fantasy scores are a little harder, it seems for these books to price. So what do we have as our final play for the taco? We have Clark under 68.5 strokes. Okay. Do they have a risk-free esports bet? No, not today. Not today, it doesn't look like. But let's start out here. We have Gaussman under 34 fantasy score. Playing the Red Sox. And Underdog has his line where? They have his line lower at, whatever, 32.5. So, okay, checks out from a value perspective. I like it. Whoa. Jonathan India under half of a run. If this play's available, it's not going to last long. Whoa. What are you doing? BetMGM has this as a minus 210 favorite. But anyways, let's just go real quick and let's see if we can get something in. And I'll put the link in the chat. Or I'll try to put the link in the chat. What I need to do is actually open up. It doesn't, for some reason, PrizePicks, like, I cannot copy the links from Safari. It just does not work. Anyways, let's see here. So what do we have? We got Gaussman, Jonathan India under. Okay, cool. PrizePicks, come on, reload. We have Lowry over 4 birdies or better. And let's see what else was in a good option. So let's go here. And let's just see what we got, man. Yeah, so it seems like Underdog. They're just quick, man. Quick. All those fantasy props we were looking at, like they dropped Ohtani at 11, they bumped them up to 13. It's just, you got to be on it, especially when these streams are going on. But anyways, let's see what else we can kind of find. Ohtani under half of a batting walk. So I don't mind this play. Let's take a look at Ohtani under half of a walk. So under half of a batting walk, you can see all the books have his under around minus 140. So checks out from a value perspective, the entire market, and you don't just have one sports book. Like that's what people always get confused, right? Like there's hundreds of different sports books. They're all setting lines. So you quite literally have hundreds of data points telling you, hey, oh, shoot, I'm an idiot. I had that filtered to one specific game. So there actually is some good value on Underdog. I had it filtered to one specific game. Whoops. But what we can do is let's go back here. So maybe we'll try to do an Underdog pick after. But let's finish this PrizePicks slot. So we got 3 picks so far. Gaussman under 34 fantasy score. Lowry over 4 birdies or better. You can see here all the other fantasy sites have that line higher at 4.5. And what do we want to go with as our final picks? Ooh, Joe Ryan under 39 fantasy score. How do we feel about fading Joe Ryan? Underdog has his line lower. So a lot of times, again, when these books start to drop fantasy score lines, they just screw them up. Granted, he's gone over 4 out of the past 5 games. But again, every game's different. He's playing a better team. He's playing a better lineup, like matchups. All that type of stuff is priced into the market. Correa's been hot. So PrizePicks has been inflating his fantasy scores. Granted, he did go over again last night, but he has been hot. But let's see what we have. Ooh, which of these plays do we like best? I like this. I mean, granted, against the Athletics, but sure, we can take it. And you'll notice, too, PrizePicks, they only give you a 5x payout for 3 pick entries. Underdog, they give you 6x. So, like, that's quite literally 3 pick entries are the worst type of slip. They're the worst type of slip you can go with on Underdog. So, in general, recommend not playing them. But let's see what we have here. So, I like this combo prop as well. So, we have Peralta, Anderson, over 11 strikeouts, some fantasy score unders. This kind of seems like a good option to go with. So, I'll put the link in the chat. Just give me 1 sec to try to copy this from Safari. But here's the full play. Yeah, what the fuck, man? Let's see if this works. Yeah, you can use my location. Come on. So again, here's the play. I'm going to put the link in the chat real quick. Try to get it in just because these books have been bumping fast. Dude, what the fuck is wrong with this site, man? Anyways, can someone put the link in the chat? I don't know why it's not working. Let's see. Dude, it's just like not loading. So regardless, I mean, hopefully just put in the 5 picks. 4 of them are baseball. Maybe just search them. Yeah. This just isn't loading. Otherwise, I promise. I usually put the link in the chat. I'm at home. I'm on a new stream setup. But what we can do is we can move over to Underdog. Dude, we got a good start. And you got to remember, like, these are 25x payouts on Underdog. You go 1 for 25, you break even. We've already hit 2 of these. And I placed like 10 total. Not everyone's going to win, but like, this is the best type of slip currently available. Ooh, Ariel Atkins under 7.5. So now, of course, well, anyways, let's just build this slip quick. Whoo. So we have Padres, Phillies, and check out this play. We have Waldron under 4.5 strikeouts. We already have the play on Harmon. Dude, there's Underdog Fantasy's crazy. Look at this. Every book has this under as like a -150 favorite. Circa, known to be a pretty sharp book. They have this -155. You're not smarter than these books. FanDuel's a $10 billion company. They have a better model than you. It always cracks me up when people are like, oh, my model has him going over. It's like, dude. But anyways, let's build this slip. So we have Keller under 6.5 Ks. Keller under 6.5 Ks. Waldron under 4.5 Ks. Reynolds under half of a run. And this may be another all under slip. And no correlation issues. I mean, obviously these dudes are on the same team, but it doesn't really matter, like batter hitter props. But let's go here to Vinny. Whoo! Under half of a single. All the books have that under heavily favored. Or we could go to Aussie. Actually, I kind of like this play better. Aussie over 1.5 HRRs. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Aussie over 1.5 HRRs. Reynolds under half of a run. Keller under 6.5 Ks. Waldron under 4.5 Ks. Golf play. Harmon under 4.5 birdies or better. And what we want is ideally we can find one more play. So where was Suarez? Let's see here. PrizePicks has his line at 29.5 fantasy score. Remember, Underdog had this at 32.5. They ended up bumping it down to 30.5. So some of the value goes away, but still good value relative to PrizePicks. So Waldron under 4.5 Ks, Harmon under 4.5 birdies or better. Keller under 6.5 Ks, Reynolds under half of a run, Aussie 1.5 HRRs, over in Suarez, under in fantasy points. And let's see how quick this moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Aussie over 1.5. So hopefully you've had time to lock it in. Try to give people a little bit of time to bet it because I know some of these streams have a little bit of a delay, but we got it in. So here's the play. 6 picks. Get it in. These books will bump it because these picks are good. Or maybe they won't bump it. That would be awesome if they didn't bump it. Dude, here's another fucking birdies or better play. So Max Hama, like all these golf lines are coming out. They're -175 favorite to go under. Like this is common sense. Like Underdog, you get the same payout. You take his over or his under. His under's a -175 favorite. No brainer. And it'll be interesting to see how much until they lock this. So we could try to do another Underdog slip. Are people getting in these Underdog plays? Again, I don't have like a chat box, so I can't see the chat like I usually can. FanDuel, bro, it just disappears. Finally tailed an Underdog 6 pick. There we go. So someone was able to tail it at least. So someone was able to tail it. I feel like when everyone starts hitting submit at the same time, or maybe my account's flagged, they just like, a lot of these picks start to move quickly. But we can see. We can see if we can get another one. But what I want to do actually is let's just put in FanDuel quickly. See if we can build like a fun little round robin or some shit as these lineups come out. Marlins, Phillies, Reds. So Marlins, Phillies, Reds. Let's see what we got. Not a ton of value on FanDuel. You know, like relatively low profit margins. I mean, you're getting -178. all these other books. Dude, that's crazy. Over 17.5 outs. This guy is a minus 200 favorite to pitch 6+ innings. That's crazy. But here was the FanDuel play again, if anyone was looking for it. But anyway, so there's not a ton of value on FanDuel right now. Minus 178, I mean, this is a good option. Again, OddsJam's just going to like scan the books, point out value. Not a complicated product. But let's see what there is. So what other games have official starting lineups released? So we already looked at the Reds game. Let's look at the Marlins game. And let's look at the Phillies game. So Phillies, any good things on FanDuel? Bring me something good. Waldron over 16.5 outs. Nah, nothing crazy. What do I have this set at? Nothing crazy. Is there any home run value? I mean, what we can do too is just like, because again, they have that promo. What was it again? You get a 30% boost on a player to hit a home run. So like, I mean, this would be a good option to go with. You're going to get a 30% boost. FanDuel's giving you plus 560. The average price in the market is plus 422. You're getting a 30% boost on top of that. So your bet is going to be plus 728 odds. Seems pretty good. And again, it's a pretty simple concept, right? Like, obviously it doesn't, it doesn't really make sense to take, what's a good example? It doesn't make sense to take Tatis to hit a home run at plus 400 when Caesars is offering you plus 430. You're getting ripped off. You're never going to make money sports betting if you're getting ripped off. But what was I going to say? So what other ones have lineups released? So we looked at the Marlins game. Didn't we? But let's see if we can find something on FanDuel. So Marlins, Phillies, Reds, Padres. Kyle Gibson, over 4.5 strikeouts. I mean, pretty good price at minus 130, but not a super crazy profit margin, not like jumping out of bed for it. Obviously, the Braves game. There we go. So we do have some decent stuff in the Braves game. Gio Urshela to record an RBI plus 200. Every other book plus 170-ish. Minus 230, 60 cents of juice. So these books are charging a lot of juice, but you're beating the fair odds, like maybe some value there. But nothing crazy on FanDuel right now. So maybe I'll wait on FanDuel and I'll drop something on Twitter in a bit. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. I wouldn't mind dropping a parlay or something on it, but that'll have to wait. So let's refresh this and let's see if there's anything else on Underdog. If not, you can kind of call this stream a day. So I don't have any games selected, so that should be good. And let's just see what we have. Hoy. Sheesh. So maybe I'll try to do one more Underdog slip. Davis Schneider, already locked. I was going to take him over 1.5 HRRs right here. All the books are opening that over as favored. But it seems like they already locked it. But we can refresh Underdog. Sometimes if you refresh, sometimes they'll blur out a pick and then they'll add it back in. So a lot of times what I do is I just refresh it. And you can see what they did now is they reduced the payout, right? It's 0.9x. So they're reducing the payout, which obviously we don't want. And they're reducing the payout on Ryan Feltner hits allowed, which was available. So some of these plays are just maybe starting to go away. Freeman over half of a batting strikeout. Ariel Atkins. I mean, nothing really crazy. Nothing crazy. We already gotten 2 Underdog slips. Now it seems like they're a little more with it, bumping things a little faster. But you can play Ryan Feltner. You can get this actually on PrizePicks as well. So let's go back here and let's see if PrizePicks has this line available. Boy. So Ryan Feltner under 6.5 hits allowed. That seems decent on PrizePicks. Do we have enough value to make another PrizePick slip? Let's see. Kayla McBride under 24.5 PRAs. Ryan Feltner under 6.5 hits allowed. I mean, those are two good picks, but like probably not enough to keep the stream to make it worth keeping the stream going. So I'll call it a day for now. We got in a couple underdog plays, a Fliff play, a prize pick slip, and I got a long flight ahead. So I'm going to call it a day for now, but thanks for tuning in. Just wanted to get some bets off before I get on a plane. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.